Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why wedding photography is not for you. So before we get into that, if you're watching this and you're new, welcome. My name is Timothy. I am a photographer who specializes in weddings and also teach other photographers. So if you are watching this and like content like this video or any other videos I made in this channel, go ahead and like and subscribe so you will stay updated on future videos. So with that being said, we're going to start with number 5 and then we're going to end it with the number 1 reason why wedding photography is not for you. So we're going to start with number 5 being that wedding photography looks fun. Now, don't get me wrong, wedding photography is amazing. I love it. This is my passion. But I feel that a lot of photographers that are new coming into this industry think that it's all fun. Now, you are going to come along with challenges. You are going to face a lot of difficulties. But if you don't think that's not going to happen to you because it's all fun, you get to dance at the reception, you get to goof off, during the getting ready photos. Yes, that do happen, depending on the wedding, but also you got to remember that anything can happen, right? So let's say, for example, you're shooting and you accidentally hit your camera on a chair or accidentally bump into somebody during the reception, then now you have damaged equipment. So for us professional photographers, we also bring additional equipment that is a replica, maybe 2 DSLRs that are the same, maybe 2 of the same light stands, whatever the case may be. We always bring backup equipment with us so we all are good to go. Now, if you are a photographer and don't have any backup equipment, I highly advise that you go out and rent let's say another camera or another lens, so that way you're covered just in case those things happen. Yes, it is fun, but you have to keep in mind of the possibilities of uncertain things happening. Yes, it's fun, but if you come into the wedding industry expecting it to be fun all the time, you're not going to have an amazing experience as a wedding photographer. So definitely that will kind of put you in that category that you should not be a wedding photographer if you think everything is going to be fun. All right, so let's go ahead to reason number 4. All right, so reason number 4 is bragging and your ego. So when you come into the wedding industry, you'll see a lot of photographers come in with all their gear, their social media. They talk about themselves more than they do the client. They brag about all these things. So if you find that attractive and you want to come into the wedding photography industry thinking that, oh yeah, I get to brag about everything. Well, newsflash, you're not only going to look foolish, but you're also going to be, kind of in that pocket to where all the vendors know not to contact you because of your ego. So if you come into this industry, trying to be a wedding photographer, this is not going to happen. So I advise you not to be a wedding photographer because trust me, you're going to get a lot of backlash from vendors who really take wedding photography serious, but not only just wedding photographers, but the florists, officiants, DJs, bands, you name it. All vendors will not associate themselves with you. So you don't want to be that person. So I advise you to not be a wedding photographer because you're not going to have fun. Trust me. So reason number 3 is gear. So we all know that being a wedding photographer or a photographer in general, gear is something that can really put us in a lot of debt and also put us in situations where we could have done the same thing if we would have went cheaper. So if you're a photographer who is gear-headed and you want to show off all your gear to your friends and your family, that's cool, but when you become a wedding photographer, don't show up to the wedding, bragging about your gear to your clients. Or maybe you got a booking inquiry and you're talking to your clients on the phone about your gear and the specs and the megapixels. They don't care about all that. We do not care that you have all this gear. All we care about is you showing up to the wedding, do what you have to do, deliver the expectations, and that's it. So if you are gear headed and you want to show off all your gear, please don't be a wedding photographer because you're going to be that person and I would hate for you to experience that. So please don't be a wedding photographer matter of fact, don't be a photographer at all if you just brag about your gear. All right, so reason number 2 is to find love. Yes, I believe there are photographers out there that will become wedding photographers in hopes to find love. So if you're a single photographer or a photographer who recently, got broken up with, maybe divorced, being a wedding photographer will not cure that. So do not become a wedding photographer if you're trying to find your next partner or flirt or what have you, because what's going to happen is that's going to interfere with your workflow. So if you're at a wedding and let's say the bride and groom is doing their first dance, right? So after the first dance, you're looking around, you see some cute people, maybe, you know, cute guy or cute girl, and you go up to them, start chatting away, right? And now you put yourself in a position of vulnerability, and not only that, you're caught up in those conversations, missing out on all the other important things you should be capturing during that time. So my advice to you, if you're single or looking for love, being a wedding photographer, do not become that, because it's going to make you look really desperate and very unprofessional, and you're going to feel even worse about yourself. So if you're finding love, just do it the traditional way. Go and meet people, network, all that stuff. But this is not a dating advice channel. I'm just saying. So keep that in mind if you're single and trying to find love. All right. So for this one, this is actually coming from personal experience, and it just shows it's automatic. Everybody can see it and feel it. So the number one reason why you should not become a wedding photographer is if you do not have passion at all for wedding photography. Now, I understand there's people out there who will make this their side income, their side hustle, a hobby. That's okay. But I strongly, and I close my eyes to that, I strongly recommend that you don't become a wedding photographer if you do not have the passion for it. Why? Because you have happy couples, everybody's going to be in your face. You have to show this side of you that you might not even know yet, being a super extrovert and being happy and go-lucky. All those things matter to the client because they book you based off your personality. So if you don't have passion for it, if you don't care for it, if you don't want to be the person that's scared to miss that first kiss shot, or maybe you don't want to be around a lot of people, especially now in today's time, then do not become a wedding photographer. So keep that in mind, because passion will go over and beyond for the client. So for an example, what I do sometimes is stay an additional hour at no cost for some couples. If it's like, really stressful and they really want certain things, I'll stay. Even edit. Sometimes I'll edit a certain image differently than others, so that way they can hang it up on their wall. So it's just a lot of other things, and really being invested into their wedding is super important. So if you don't want to do those things, if you just want to show up, shoot, and don't want to be bothered, wedding photography will not be your go-to. All right, y'all. So that wraps up the 5 reasons why you should not be a wedding photographer. So if you know anybody out there that are struggling, trying to figure out if they should become one or not, send them this video so that way they can really see if this is something they want to do. And also, just keep in mind, I'm a photographer. I welcome all new photographers to wedding photography. Just know that it's not as easy as it looks. There are stress points. There are different obstacles, but if you have the passion and you're willing to learn and maneuver with it, you'll be okay. So with that being said, go ahead and subscribe and like if you haven't, share this video, and also leave a comment below. Are there any other reasons that you haven't heard listed in this video that you want to share? I would love to see it, and hopefully everyone can learn from each other. So with that being said, thank you again for watching this video, and until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.